Great. Perfect. So I have all the regular tabs I need to have open. And
Start here.
as okay, great. Let's get
And just for the video, pardon me while I eat my lovely meal.
yay. I'll be doing all the computer work, so I think we'll be okay.
Yeah,
Do you want to start? You said that the simplest one was probably
transfers.
the yes. So do you want to
Yeah.
start with that?
Yeah, are you sharing your screen yet? Because I
I'm
can.
not. Let me share my screen so we can see it. Oof. Uh, share screen. Great. Okay. You should be, can you see my screen now?
Mhm.
Great. So Chase activity tracker.
Any
Um,
good setup? Can we have some notes on? So I noticed that you're probably all the way at the top, maybe.
yeah,
Um, and look at me on your screen.
yeah,
Okay, do you have like our picture underneath the camera and then like an empty about half inch on the top of your screen?
I can. One sec.
Yeah, it'll be easier for you. I'll help you set up how I work. And it's good
Okay.
that you have the top one to the right and the bottom one to the left. I like that. But we should make the top one slightly thinner, like
Mm-hmm.
half inch up. No, bigger because QuickBooks needs more real estate, a little bit more. That should show most things. And then let's go to our bottom screen. And then I like that one. You can probably move it all the way over to the left because you've got like a couple of, nope, not that way, the other way. Leave a gap on that side. Yeah.
Got it.
Um, oh yeah, see, you want one kind of justified in the right bottom corner, and then you want the other one justified kind of like where your top screen is that way. Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Because then you can click on them that way. And
Got it.
then for our, do you have a Finder window open?
Mm-hmm.
Like a listing of your files? Okay, so then pull that one maybe top left. So it's like in that top corner, right? But you know, past your little empty margin maybe, because otherwise we're blocking our faces, right? So you want to be able to see us. Great. And you can make that perfect. So the only thing about this is I would say, I know it's hastily, but I always run it so that the top one is all the way to the left and the bottom one is all the way to the right because I want my Finder all the way to the right up top because when I have QuickBooks up top, the loading files screen is here. So I can drag it that way more easily. So yeah, great. And then
Gotcha.
the other one, yeah. So, because we want to do a little circle of stuff. And then if we need anything else open, our PDFs will be on the bottom and all the way to the left. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So our
Gotcha.
open PDFs will be down there. Cool, cool. So now that we've got our openings, we're gonna do a transfer. So first we find it in our tracker, right?
Yep. We can do one from January. So we have
I've got one
$180.
note right away. So on your little Google sheet, your tab order is not efficient for working. The color code key is correct all the way to the right. The 2023 is correct all the way to the right, but then you should have January, February, March because Google Sheets always opens on the leftmost tab. So you always want the current tab, the most current tab all the way to the left, and then your most historical all the way to the right. And
You
then
meant
like,
February, March, February, January, not January,
yeah,
February.
yeah, I meant March, January, February. I was,
I feel clear from what you described. I put
yeah.
March on the left.
Yes,
Gotcha.
yes, perfect. Yeah, March, February, January 2023, color code key, perfect. Yeah, you
Great.
always want your most current tab to the left and your least current tab, and then notes or templates all the way to the right for Google Sheets specifically, and that'll help you organize your data.
Great.
Okay,
Perfect.
great. So transfer.
Yep. So
Okay.
we got a $180 transfer on the 10th.
Okay. So and we did the processing of the Venmo. Do we have the Venmo activity tracker? Can we go there?
Yes.
So when we do transfers, we have to have both of those open, right? And I generally, the stack is good. So perfect, perfect. So let's go to the same page. And you've processed all of those and we'll check them at a later date. We're gonna do training this time. So we'll trust that you've done it right. So 190, that $180 transfer, can you let's highlight that line, just select it like you have. Go over to the Chase tab. It's that $180, perfect. So what I was checking when I looked at the 180 on that one and 180 on that one, that there wasn't a fee, which we know Venmo it doesn't have, but that's what I was visually affirming. So
Totally.
it's good we've affirmed that it's a straight transfer, that there's no fee involved, which means that we can use the very simplest entry method for QuickBooks. And also we can use probably just a statement to back up all of these transfers. So what I would like you to do is, do you have a copy of your Venmo or, I mean, your Venmo PDF like statement? Like where
Yes.
you're looking at your account statement for January? Can you open that up for me?
It's gonna be titled transaction. Trans people making actions. Right. And everything is acknowledgement of payment now. All the producers were so confused. They were like, we can't write them. I was like, no, you are not allowed to. They have to give you one.
So that's now what we're looking for is a PDF. Why don't we stop for a moment? That's not what we need. So I'm gonna share my screen for a moment.
Okay.
If you could unshare.
Yeah.
Cool. So one thing that maybe we haven't discussed is needing to have a statement folder, which maybe I've added or maybe we haven't. Let's go to one of my clients. Let's go to MIBS because Hannah Banana says I can do whatever I want with her shit and I love her for it. So in your accounting folder, just like this, I can't reiterate enough how much you should have a Google Sheets accounting folder that looks almost exactly like this. You need to have instead of PNC, your Chase bank account. You need PayPal if you have it, or just Venmo, right? You need a Stripe, you need whatever, like for every payment processor. You don't need that because you don't do bonds, but you might need something related to your own particular nuances. You should have a QuickBooks chart of accounts folder. You should have forms template and procedures folder. You should have a statements folder, which is what we're about to talk about. Accounts receivable is helpful for year end because your accountant filing your 990 will want all of your account receivables at the year end, even if you don't necessarily track them throughout the year. Something like that might be applicable to you, even though it's already done. I would save historical documents in a folder like that on your accounting folder because you will want to pull those regularly for grant applications and for filings of various types. Deferred grant income, if that is ever applicable, would be another one. And then financial reports for the official finalized grant reports from, from QuickBooks as a historical record is nice to have as well. And part of general practice and best practice. So statements was the relevant one. We have, just like we have for every other sort of like tracker subfolder for bank accounts or whatnot, we have the months. And then once it's like a year, you just make a year folder and dump all your months into it so that in your regular statements folder, you're only ever building up your current year, right? So we don't have like, because if I didn't like put 2023 into a folder, that sort would have January 23 and then January 24 and then February 23, and it would make it hard to read. So that's why we jump it down and make it concise. Track that everything in here has its own folder on a statements tracker, which if I've not passed you this template, then I will make one for you. I'll make a note to do it. It's easy. You just have a list of everything that you need a statement for, and everything that you need a statement for is a bank account, or a payment processor, PayPal, Stripe, Give Lively, and Bonfire are relevant here. Venmo, other ones would be relevant to you. And the things that are considered statements are, pretty usual for a bank, like there's one available. But sometimes they're not as usual, which I think Venmo is non-traditional, so I'm using Stripe as the example. Stripe doesn't have a nice actual like monthly statement. So you take these two reports, a balance report and a payout reconciliation report, and you run them and then you PDF them together because it shows the sort of the finalization of the account activity. Now, this wouldn't be a good substitute for what I'm about to try to get for you, which would be a statement that you can use to track your account transfers, but it is relevant for the banking accounts. So I'll show you what I do for MIBF to track their straight account transfers, which have no fees, and which is what I recommend that we try to find a proper report to do from Venmo to replicate for you. So you've got the PNC OP account, which has that's their general operations account. It has all of their activity. The first thing that you should notice is that this account number has been redacted. You don't want to keep a full account number on your drive because otherwise in 10 years, according to proper financial policies, you should delete that file. If you want to keep the file forever, aka not do the work of remembering to delete, just redact your account number so that only the last four are visible. Always leave the last four visible so that you can, for the audit trail. So redact up to the four. Now, we've got two statements to consider because like internal account transfers for PNC, it's the general operations account and the revolving fund. And like I said, this is the general operations account. This one has all of the activity, right? And you can see that I could use this. We've got, you know, transfers, but there's like a lot more things on this list. So I always tend to use, if I have like the option between two account statements, which one has more activity, which one has less activity, I choose the statement that has less activity. You can already see how this is shorter. So I always choose the RF account statement to use as the backup for my account transfers, just because it's cleaner, less information to look through. All right, so there's one transfer for January. So let's look at the backup that I've used for that transfer. I go back to my accounting folder. I go to PNC. I go to OP accounts. Why not? January 2024. If I have an account transfer, by the way, if it's from the OP account to the RF account, I have the file in the OP account and the RF account. I don't want to put them in just one because sometimes you might waffle back and forth, or you know, you might forget which side, you know, it's harder to find. If it's in both sides, then it's always available no matter which account you're trying to answer. So like if an auditor asks a question about the RF account, they might look in the RF folder. And if you're only keeping them in the OP folder, then the auditor will ask you a question. You don't want any questions from the auditor. You want that file to be in that folder where they expect it, so they don't have to ask you a question. Cool. So you see these little account transfers. You can already, so in our OP account, we just have straight files. We don't have the subfoldering system of debits, credits, withdrawals, deposits, account transfers, and if it's OP, payroll journals, and then any other random type that's particularized, because there's only 3, 6, 7 things here. So if I had 6 file holders to 7 files, that doesn't make sense to break it up. That's busy work and it makes things harder to find. So unless you have like 15 or more, maybe like 20-ish transactions per month, you could just put them, you know, unsubfoldered into a monthly thing. But if you have like over 20 transactions, then it's time to start putting them into debits, credits, because, you know, like with this amount of folders, it's easy to like read the file still. It's like, even though that's an activity tracker for Stripe, that's a debit, that's a transfer, that's a transfer, that's a credit, that's a debit, that's a debit. You can still read them pretty easily. If there were like 45 transactions here, all of those different names would make it really hard to read what was going on. So those subfolders organize them so that you got all the debits down a line. So now you can really like synthesize that information and be like, oh, the debits takes up the same amount of space. And I just see the amounts. Because like, if you have to start reading here, it takes you longer. If all the file names are the same down that one line, you don't even worry about that. You just are looking at the amounts or the vendor and finding your file very quickly. Make sense? So let's look at an example of a transfer. All I've used is did I lie to you? 3959. Yeah, this looks like the RF accounts. statement, which I said I would probably use because it was the shortest. And all I've done is make a marking, which is different than an alteration. We want to make sure that anytime we mark up a document, we use like a different color that is standard. I always use this purple. I don't use black because black looks like the color that this is printed. I wouldn't use this orange, I wouldn't change colors because then it makes it hard to see what's me and what's somebody else. If I am like marking up a document, I make it very, very standardized. If there needed to be something written, I would use purple text with a yellow highlight behind it and the American typewriter font always, so that it's very obvious to an auditor that I am annotating a document and not altering a document, because altering a document is fraud and annotating a document is good practice,
Mhm.
right? Cool. So I've got it circled. Basically, that's the only thing you have to do. And so the file name convention for this would be the date in our regular format with the year, month, day, zeros for O2s. And then the code, instead of having, the word, class code is relevant to you. So in this case, there isn't necessarily a classing because this isn't an expense and it's not, classes are mostly there for expenses, but also used to sometimes demarcate income that might be particularized. So income and expenses are almost always like the only place you'll see class, but an account transfer, which is just across the balance sheet, might have relevant or like parallel classes that can be used to indicate from where to where. So even though I'm not necessarily classing this OP or classing this RF or doing a 50-50, this indicates that it's going from the OP account to the RF account. So, and I like to use carets, sort of like algebra formula style, which has worked well for me and seems to be liked by some other clients that I've introduced to that method. So we've got the date and then OP to RF. And and if this were from the RF account to the OP, I would add RF caret OP as opposed to having the caret the other way, just for flow. You might choose something different, but I find it that way easiest. And then the type of transaction it is, which this isn't a debit, it's not a credit, it's an account transfer, so ACC, TXR. And then the amount, no commas, but yes cents. If it were 00 cents, I think we've decided that you want to use the 00s to ensure that, pennies were never left off. And then instead of this might be thought of as a vendor. Yes, PNC Bank is a vendor if they charge you a fee, but this also is just like where it is or in what house. So PNC Bank in the customer vendor spot, even though it's not necessarily something you're paying out. Which I guess I kind of clarified because I'm always waffling in my head about whether or not I should be naming this Midwestern Immigration Bond Fund. Because really it's my money to me, right? So that customer vendor, it makes most sense to be MIBF, but like not necessarily if I'm looking for it in a file search or if the auditor wants to know. So that's why PNC Bank instead of me. And
Like
then
I would put like Chase Bank.
Yeah. Instead
Yeah,
of
I get that. Because if I was searching for the transfer, I'd be like, where to go? Chase Bank.
Right. See, and that's why sometimes we have to like what is most accurate but what's most useful sometimes. And like in file names, you want more your weighting, your usefulness, utility. And then with like things that are like for the 990, you're weighting accurate, right? You want accurate and useful always, but what do we prioritize? So, and then just like we were talking about with the OP to RF, I've got the 1011 to 1012, and that would be my GL account numbers for which bank account it is. So your Chase Bank has a particular GL account number on your balance sheet, which we can look at. So would your Venmo, right? So you would have like your Chase Bank GLA, or well, you'd have Venmo GLA to Chase Bank GLA. which is a general ledger account, GLA. And then after that little foot, we've got our memo, right? Because those are the GLAs, and then we've got memos, and then transfer of general funds. And this is always, always, always the memo you use for you, for me, for all of them. Because this isn't an income source, like this is the memo. Transfer of general funds, write it down. Those are the words. Because that implies that it is your money from one pocket to the other. And if there were a fee, like we would have transfer of general funds, less fees, right? And then we would know that we would have to do like from me to me plus a vendor fee. Well, less a vendor fee rather. And so that implies one thing, but it also implies like we didn't get this money from somebody else, or it's not like like when somebody sends you a PayPal thing and it's an instant transfer, like it came from somebody else and yeah, it did stop through PayPal, but unless you did the income into PayPal and then the transfer of general funds from PayPal to that, a lot of people skip the triangle. They just go like the hypotenuse and they're like from due to me, and they kind of skip the whole via PayPal thing. So in that case, like that really matters in how you word it and how you enter it into your books. So transfer of general funds always for your Venmos over, specifically because you're not taking money as an instant transfer type of situation. You're taking money in, taking money in, taking money in, and then transferring your money out. So that'll always be it. So the next thing that I need to show you would be a more appropriate. Okay, so like I was kind of like, don't bring up the CSV thing, but in a Stripe, there isn't a really good statement PDF that I can make. Like I showed you with the other stuff, like their PDF statements that are available don't show any transaction details, so I'm forced to create a listing. And because it takes a lot of time, I don't bother to annotate these documents and circle each one. I just do the activity tracker Stripe for coded for entry, and I use the same PDF upload for every single transaction. So every time I enter like the income, I enter the income, I enter the income, I enter the income, I enter the transfers separately as they are. And I always use the same piece of paper, PDF paper in QuickBooks as the backup without bothering to circle each transaction, because circling each transaction takes wrist effort and time. And it's not really worth it because it's a reasonably short, it fits on one page. It's reasonably easy for my auditor to find which transaction I mean, because I use these IDs in every single entry. So if at the very least, he can use a control F function, no matter what, to find the right line. So it's
That
easy
sounds
enough,
valid, yeah.
right? If it were like 30 pages, that is not acceptable anymore.
Yeah.
That's not easy for him to find or for you to even keep track of where you've been. If it's 1 to maybe 2 pages, like landscape, cool. Once it gets to 2 pages, like portrait, that's a lot of transactions to not be circling, right? Or to not be having like individual backup receipts for. So this is about as much as you can get away with, like for that kind of little sloppy style if you're doing it by hand and trying to have a full audit backup. Now, most people will just zip things up and never make any backup. And that is actually that's not best practice, but that's common practice. So most people don't even do this much, even for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of transactions. So it's all relative.
Totally.
But so I think now what we need to do is you share your screen. You show me some Venmo reporting that's available, and we can see if we can get a listing of just transfers. That's, like clearly a PDF printout of their site. And if not, then we'll figure out some sort of a CSV download that we can make a quick tracker for.
So, the bank, from Chase, I can very easily get, like our statement with the info. From Venmo, the only option to download with their statements they have now is CSVs. And when I make those CSVs into PDFs, it makes like a 10-page document that is
I
not
know,
easy to
yeah,
read
so
or
you have
well.
to make a manipulated CSV. And so now what I think that would probably be best is, we'll download all the stuff from Venmo. We will do some filtering sorts so that we can print out just a listing of like the relevant columns and the relevant lines from Venmo, like I have kind of in that Stripe thing. And then we'll make a 2-page document. So we'll have like a PDF of that CSV download that has been manipulated to isolate the data. And then our combined into that, we'll have a copy of our Chase statement that shows that those amounts that are on the CSV hit the bank. And the reason why we want to do that is because like we don't want to just use Chase, because then we're not affirming that there was no fee. Because that's one of the most common mistakes, is not actually accounting for the fees in your transfers. Most people lose that step. So without like proving that you didn't, the auditor will most likely assume that you probably forgot, because it's one of the most common problems. So what I want you to do is we're not going to open something from here. Let's go to your Google Drive accounting folder. Let's see what it looks like right now.
Which part?
Your main accounting folder. So you
this
do have a
is-
statements. And you've got a Venmo. So let's go into your Venmo folder. And let's go into scroll down. So you've got the activity tracker. That's cool. Let's see what that is.
Yes.
Open
our-
that now. Yeah, scroll. And then scroll.
You want like the
I mean, to
February?
the right, because I can't see all the way to the right. So I'm looking to scroll that way. You're scrolling up and down, scroll
Yeah,
that
you
way.
want to scroll this way.
Yeah. And you've gotten it, so it's like as small as it can be on all places. Okay, go into the top left-hand corner, the blank thing, and then double click that. Okay. And now select column H only. And then go to that little do you see like the little line? I want it to wrap, not
Got it.
filter. Yeah, I want it to wrap. And now make it so it's half the size, so it goes onto 2 lines for that. Pretty like not 3, but like 2. Can you make it a little fatter so it only goes on 2 lines? Great. And then double click it so it tightens up on those 2 lines. Perfecto. And let's see, destination. Let's also do destination. So make it that's like so Venmo balances. Make it a little smaller. It's not perfect. That's good. And then also on column M,
Mm-hmm.
make that wrap. And
It's a wrap.
also then make that so the header is 2 lines. So a period is make it 2 lines, yeah. Great. And then that looks pretty good. So now we can PDF print this page, probably landscape. Make sure that your margins are narrow,
Got it. Landscape.
fit to page,
Got it.
margins narrow. And then headers and footers.
Mm-hmm.
No headers and footers. And show your workbook title and your sheet name. Bueno. Next.
Okay. Great. Should have worked. Unless this is my computer that is not saving PDFs right now.
Oh,
Maybe.
wait, it might not be fully loaded.
Yeah.
Well, go to date created. Make sure you have go to your Finder. Wait, pause. Go to your Finder. Okay. Can you drag it down a little? I can't see your headers because it's behind our pictures. No, not
Oh,
the
yeah.
bottom. Okay. Go to the date created and double click on that so that it sorts it for the newest. And then yeah, you have recents. Go to downloads. Great. Yeah,
Here we go.
there we go.
Okay, great.
I will show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. Okay, and now in this page, what I want you to do, can you take the top and make it smaller so I can see all the header? There we go. Let's name this so 202401.
Got it.
And don't delete all of it. Let's just start writing out 01. And then delete that lower footer. So it says Venmo activity tracker. No, not that one. Keep that one. And the between Venmo and activity tracker. Yeah. And then delete the Google Sheets PDF. All that. Yeah. Okay. Little footer and then transfer activity backup. Chase transfer activity backup.
This is not the Chase transfer, but you wanted to say Chase transfer? Oh, because we're gonna add that to this.
Yeah, we're adding the
Got it.
Chase statement. This will be our backup for all of the Venmo Chase transfers.
Got it. And this would be something that we just continue to do. And this is great because I can just redo this when I need to do it for PayPal, etc.
It depends. No, not always. So like with Stripe, yeah, this would be a thing because there are no fees on transfers. PayPal has fees on
PayPal has
transfers.
no fees on transfers for us because we are in the PayPal General Funding program, which eliminates funds for nonprofits or fees for nonprofits.
Oh,
It's a new
no
thing.
fancy. Okay, I was like, I don't know about this shit.
Yeah. We got enrolled in the program at the beginning of this year. But
Great.
it's a lot. I had to like
That's
call
great.
them like 18 times to get onto it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's cool. That's good to know. But I'll have to look at the data to make sure. But if that is all true and the yeah, I'm sure I can help you make that back up and it'll be about similar.
Mhm.
Traditionally for PayPal, every single transaction we use their receipt because and the reason why the reason why we never do with Venmo is because Venmo does not have individual receipts available. The
Mhm.
only reason why we do this for Venmo is because they do not provide us correct backup. This is not best practice. This is not. This is audit okay. This is not audit preferred. This is only because this is what we gotta do. This is the best that we can do. With PayPal, if we did this, we are choosing to reduce our like backup quality. We are choosing to not use the individualized backup that is available and accessible. We are choosing to do a lazier method, right? In the eyes of the auditor. In the eyes of the auditor, if we do this, because Venmo does not have the proper backup, we are doing more in order to make up for the fact that they are doing less. Now with PayPal, if we did this, we are doing less because we don't want to do the work, which has been easily provided to us to do with PayPal, right? So you got to think about those like perspective shifts about what backup is available and what backup do I choose to use. So this is acceptable only because the only thing we got. This is the best. Like we're doing more work than most people do. Most people are like nothing's available, so I didn't do nothing. Cool. Right. Well, as long as it matches at the end of the, whatever, and nobody's really monitoring you, cool. But if somebody wants to find a reason to fuck you, this would be a good spot. So yeah. Anyway. So now what we want to do is we want to get the Chase statement for January and add it to this file. So I wouldn't open it, close that. Yeah. And then go to no, go back to the Venmo activity and then go to edit. No. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, there, edit. No. Yeah, I was looking at the other edit. Put it back though.
So just all of it?
Yeah, just all of it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and because there are so few transactions and because it's so straightforward and there are no fees, I think that you can get away with my method that I did for Stripe, which is not bothering to circle all the individual things. just making the entries and using this exact same backup for all of it. So Control S this.
Command F,
I-
like to find.
Like save, Control S. Like
Oh,
if you hit
Control
Control
S.
S,
I thought you
save.
said Control F. Okay, it's
Oh,
safe.
sorry, yeah. All right, and now can we get it the bottom corner of that? I want to be in the bottom corner of your screen.
Bottom right
Remember,
corner of my
no,
screen.
other
Oh,
way. No, the bottom left-hand corner.
bottom left-hand corner. Got it.
Yeah, because remember, we want to be able to see all of our individual windows at the same time without having
Yeah,
to look at them. No
I
matter
got
which
you.
we're talking. Yeah. See, we can always click on one of our four at all times.
Great.
Perfect. Perfect. So now when we're entering these, I would now make this a little bit skinnier from it. So drag the top down because we want to be able to see our QuickBooks, make it smaller, a little bit smaller. All right, and now within maybe a little bit bigger, actually, a little taller. And now within stop. So now within your Venmo activity tracker, right now the view is at like 100% or something. I want you to like blow it up a little because we don't need to see all the columns to the right, but we want to make no, because you made it smaller. Let's make it bigger. Okay, stop. Yeah, and then kind of drag over. Yeah, because that's all the information we need to see right here, right? That's enough information. That standard transfer with the how much and the ID, all that's enough for us to make our entry. So the next thing that we need to do, right, copy paste, go up to your QuickBooks. Oh, sorry, I lied to you. First, let's go down to our Google Drive and go down to your January folder. And now upload that. Load our backup. So we don't forget to.
We got this. We've been doing this for over a year now.
Yeah.
Okay. Uploaded and
Yeah,
now
and we're just gonna do like maybe 2 transfers together and then you can do the rest by yourself.
that's more than okay. Yeah. Loki one, because I already saw you give me an example from another person. I feel
Oh yeah,
good.
true. Oh yeah,
New
we can just do one
journal
because you'll
entry?
copy paste it always.
Yeah.
No, not journal entry. We're gonna do a literal transfer.
Oh, LOL. Duh. Great.
But it only now let me tell you, you can only use transfer when there is not a fee. If there is a fee, you have to use the journal entry.
Good to know.
No, transfer from SPUM. What do you think? What do you think?
From Venmo, 1030 to JP Chase Morgan.
And let me look at your file name again, by the way.
Got it.
And
The file name
I
here.
want to look at it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess we didn't do those because we're not doing individual backups. Yeah, that's fine then. Cool, cool. No cuánto.
That means amount, right?
Yeah, how much means. Cuánto is like how much.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
Sorry, my work was texting me. Great. And then I do the date on Venmo is the 9th, right? But the
Yeah,
date for
but it's
landing
because
in Chase
wherever
is
it
the 10th.
originated is the origination date. So if
Yep.
it
So it doesn't
originated
matter if
from
it landed
Venmo,
later. We're gonna do the date that it originated in Venmo,
right,
not the date it landed in the other bank account.
right. But if it originated from Chase, you would use the Chase date because that would be the origination date, right? So if it were backwards. So
Definitely.
wherever it originated, we'll have the origination date. And then that is do you remember what the menu, what this is? I was very explicit about what that should be.
You were, and the hole in my brain has leaked it. Is it Jan no, tell me more.
Transfer of general funds.
Oh, yes. I was thinking it needed to be a lot more, but it doesn't. Transfer of general funds.
It's always that. Especially if there's no fee, transfer of general funds, because that implies that it's your money from one pocket to the other. Very specifically.
Great. And it's uploaded. That's it? That is
And then
really
hit save and new. And then by the way, we're in the 3rd tab, not the 1st tab.
You're right.
But you
Now we're in
roll
the
out your
first tab.
bitch. All right, now let's go to our 2nd tab.
Okay, great. Just a
Which
chat.
can be which should be our bueno.
This is our, is it reconciliation? Is that the word? No.
Bank
Um,
transaction.
transaction, bank
So your book.
transaction.
Mhm.
Transfer, there it is. We need to match it.
But wait, never hit match from there because it likes to be a bitch. Hit the file name. Yeah, that name right there. Now you can see all the information. It wants to go to that transfer on that date for that about. Now say match. Have to verify it with your OHOs. Okay.
Got you.
No matchy matchy without OHOs, okay? Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, great.
And
I feel really
then
clear
you
on
do that
transfers now.
1,000,000 more times.
Love.
Rest of
That
your
is
life.
super clear, and I feel like I can definitely do that for our other transfers and teach Neil it now because we have this whole video explaining all the things.
Yeah, but
Neil
before you do a PayPal one, let's look at your backup and together form your backup method for that.
can do. I would
Oh,
want
any other?
we have yet to do a PayPal transfer because we don't get most of our money is from Venmo and from Zelle. So I would love to prioritize doing an example and learn
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah.
how to
I know.
do the tracking for paying somebody before we do that, if you're down.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I meant like when it does happen.
No, totally.
But if you're doing very rare transfers, like 1 or 2 a month, then you should be using your individualized backup anyway. So I'll show you how to do those once we're processing PayPal stuff. But
Sounds great.
yeah,
And Cash App is an account we still have, but there's just one Black trans person we have who can only be paid through Cash App. So there are two things on it, and it's just to pay that person twice.
Cash App will be very much like Venmo.
Yeah,
So you can take what you learned from Venmo and apply that to Cash App, but PayPal will be different. So that's why I'm like, I want to teach you PayPal. But very good, thank you.
totally.
Yeah,
Okay,
but PayPal I should teach you individually.
great. Totally makes sense. And PayPal has I think there's like one or two fee payments we got. So I'll do that with you too.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll do all that PayPal activity together.
mhm. But after we got the like PayPal nonprofit thing, where it's pretty similar processing each similar to a transaction in Venmo. Okay, do you want to do paying somebody? We could do our first. Oh wait, no, we're not done. I'm catching myself. I need to go here. I need to go
Wait,
to Venmo
yeah, good job. Yeah,
and
mark that shit
standard
off.
transfer and mark it as blue, right? Because
Done. Make done. And also on your Chase one.
also on the Chase one. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that feels good. I love a double check.
Right? Check, check,
Great.
bitch.
Check, check, bitch. I'll
See,
do
when
the
it's
other transfer
internal, then it's check,
later.
check.
So we didn't pay anyone in January, actually. So our first payment to someone is in February. It
Elite
was
Welker.
our first payment's going to be through Venmo, um, for the We Are Collective dance show. We
Yes,
have,
and the Venmo ones will be different than the Zells. You'll have different backup for them.
okay, good to know. Then we could do one of
But
each if we
for
have time.
Yeah, we need to do one of each. So Venmo, do you get a email when you pay somebody?
We do.
Then that's what you need for your backup, first of all.
Okay.
The first.
Venmo tree. No, is that, hold on, let me go back to who did we pay? We paid 2024, February. $250. We Are Collective and the Sequoia. Tristan, that's who we paid. Tris. You paid Tristan Sanborn. Okay. So Command P.
Wait, no. Let me look at this.
We need this
Oh,
one.
no, wait. Can you scroll down a little? Can I look at it? Scroll down, wait. Scroll up. Scroll up slowly. Okay, I guess, yeah, PDF print that. Perfect. Perfecto. Because sometimes there'll be a link to a PDF receipt in an email, and that's what I was checking for.
Got it. Okay. now, now I have this and we need to rename it, right?
So make it shorter.
Yep, working on it. Is this a good time to do the grab my this? Oh no. Oh wait, what
Yeah,
is
you can
that?
keep it biggish, but like just short enough so I can see everything. Was
Yeah.
because okay, while we're naming it, actually, if you can make it bigger, I just needed it like slightly shorter so that I could see the top of it. A
Mhm.
little tiny bit taller, tiny bit taller, tiny bit taller. Stop. Okay. Now put in your file thing. Just override the whole thing.
Got it.
Great. And now let's go. Yeah. So let's overwrite the date.
22024.
Oh, you've got that whole dash thing at the beginning. All right. And now at this point, let's hit enter so that it saves our progress. And then let's go to the Venmo activity tracker. It says 29.
Yep,
Great.
69.
Okay, and what I'm checking for is sometimes emails will have a different date than CSVs. And if they are different, then the CSV is almost always correct, but you have to then like sometimes look at the words that are used. Because like sometimes it'll be like, oh, the transfer date of, that might mean like that might be different than a payment date. Depending on if there's like a third party. So like you wanted to use a payment date instead of a transfer date if there were two different dates. Or if there are multiple dates, the earliest one, that's the rule. Because the origination date, like it's never gonna, the earliest date available. So 2/9 matches 2/9, and we've affirmed it now, but like you should do it a few times to make sure it's always that way. Because I do know several payment processors that are almost always the same date, but then sometimes, like every once in a while, not quite. Which, so always kind of check. So 2/9 is great. Let's go back to our PDF. And then CC would be our class.
Yep.
What do you think the class is here? Or what is your class here?
We're paying someone for a project, but I would still maybe say OP because then it would make it complex to do the tracking between things. Is that right or no? If we're paying somebody for a project, we give that project name, then that would be whack.
Okay, so because like for our expenses particularly, we're trying to justify our nonprofit status.
Yep, and this does because
So
it's in that
if it's
project.
an accountant like me, that's always gonna be OP. But if you can tie it to a project or to any other class, you always should.
Great.
If you justify it, tie it.
And it's different
It's
when
whack.
it's whack, whack.
That's just whack.
Yeah. It's different when bringing in money because that's different. That's funding the nonprofit. But when we're sending it out, we want to prove to the government we spend most of our money paying trans people. Great.
You are a gem.
Thank you. Okay. Type is that's the thing we need to figure out in
Yeah, so sometimes these are, let's hit enter so that we go back to your PDF. No, you can't, yeah, always want to set your file name before you start moving around. So
Mhm.
we don't really need to go somewhere else here. Let's go back to our PDF and let's just pause. Let's think. So type, this is a payment out. I think that we should use Venmo in and Venmo out. And so like Venmo capitalized, yeah, and then yeah, and then Venmo out. It's easier. Like some people will do like the payment, but then it's hard to say, well, was it a Venmo payment received or a payment sent? And then it's like Venmo and then PMT and then SNT or Venmo and then PMT and then REC to try to like. So I've chosen to instead of like I just cut out the payment and I just do in and out now. If it's a particular payment processor.
That totally
Okay,
makes sense.
great. And now my second note here is a lot of times with, can you hit enter and just pause for a moment? My second note here is you want to figure out whether or not the Venmo names or any other payment processors names that's not a bank specifically is their legal name. And especially as a person working with trans folk. Because for tax purposes, this is 1099 tracking. Like you have to be tracking this, you have to send out a 1099 at your end, and that needs to be to their legal name. And most of the time, Venmo, like it's not very firm. It's not even when you go over to like the CSV, you might have like different names then, and then you'll see something like an email, it's like a random different thing. Well, because it's very nebulous and you can make your name whatever you want, that's not good enough for tax purposes. So money in, that's a donation, because you have to send donor recognition letters, you need their legal name. For payments out, because unless it's set to a bank account, then you need to also, like, you need to affirm the legal name and keep that on file. And so you need to collect W-4s from people, I think is the thing. Where's my thing? Just a moment.
We so far have yet to hit from what I believe, a $600 limit to be able to have to make a 1099.
True, but they can request it at any time. Like you need to keep
Yes.
that information on file no matter what. So even if you
Totally.
pay somebody $1, that's the point when you collect it, because you don't want to wait till year end to then figure out who you paid $600 to, and then maybe that person's dead, maybe that person doesn't respond, maybe they don't have the same phone number, maybe you're not in contact anymore. You don't want to get that information later if it happens to total up. Or if they happen to request it, because maybe somebody's trying to put together like taxes in order to show some income in order to receive social welfare that they can't receive if they make $0. But they didn't make enough money for you to be forced to report it, but they need you to report something so that they can get social welfare. Otherwise, they're fucked. So always be collecting the information no matter what.
Yeah, you're saying a
$1 sent
W-4?
out, I think it's a W-4. I'm looking right now.
Great.
W-9, I'm sorry. It's a
Oh
W-9.
yeah, we give W-9s out regularly every time we have to get paid by
Every
somebody.
single, yeah. Yeah, so any single time you pay somebody $1, make them fill out a W-9. Just you've got that blank document, get a blank document from the IRS so you can just send to them, offer to fill it out for them online, whatever you need to do to make it accessible, But if you pay
Totally.
people, get a W-9. It'll make your life a lot easier.
Got it. Good to know. I'm gonna add that to the list for the meeting in April with all of my producers and let them know.
Sorry.
It's basically every time I'm like, I talk to our accountant and you have to do something new. And they're like, another thing?
I
And I'm
don't
like,
like
yeah.
it. I know. Tell them capitalism is violence.
Capitalism is violence, and we're gonna keep a trans nonprofit open for 3 years so we can get grants. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. So
Oh,
W-9s, I have a good list because we have all the trackers we have now, but we specifically have one with all the people we've paid and who we paid and how much, and that everything's been uploaded and all the rest. And we'll add to that W-9 sign for them to make sure that all the W-9s are good to
that's
go.
beautiful. You're
Yeah.
amazing. You're gonna be so far ahead of your all of your what is it? People that are the same of you.
Yeah, so true. Trying to be organized. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so I say that to say, the name that we're putting right down is Tristan Sanborn. If that is in fact their legal name, good. If that is not in fact their legal name, what you would do in this point is you would put Tristan Sanborn, because that is who you paid it to. And then you would put FBO, which means for the benefit of, and then the legal name. And the reason why I like this thing is because some people will say, like, if you pay one person and it's supposed to go to another person, use FBO. If you send it to one person and then you have a different legal name, you say AKA. But because we are trans aware, we don't want to be outing people or dead naming people. So how do we get around that? Because AKA isn't applicable to everything, but FBO is always applicable, right? Because even if it's two dead name, or two like current name, FBO dead name, that doesn't out the person, but it
It could
does.
be their dad, it could be their stepmom, it could be their
Right. It
auntie.
could be anything, right? So we're not outing people, but we are ensuring that our ass is covered for audit and their ass is covered for audit.
Great.
It's at this point when other people become vulnerable to our audits as well, right? Because if something, an auditor finds something and like whatever, and they find that we paid this human, like other people could be wrapped into bullshit. We
Yeah.
never know.
Totally. We've had that we have followed through with the legal name stuff per your guidance, and some folks were pretty upset when we asked for it. But we were like, saying
explain
that's
why.
the stuff, but I think the FBO will help because then it'll be like, for instance,
Like,
Amethyst Rose
yeah,
is one
and
of them.
we're not like saving your name at like, this is your name in our system. This is always your name. But if we send you money or you send us money, we need a legal name for tax purposes. And we will list it as FBO so that we don't out you to anyone internally nor externally.
Totally. And Tristan is Tristan. That's the legal name he has signed with us and for all the other documents.
Yeah, so that's cool. So then we're done. And then the next thing is GLA numbers, right?
Mhm.
So qu'est-ce que c'est?
I'm gonna look at it in the chart of accounts.
Do it. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm so proud
Yes.
of you right now. I was like,
Contributed.
if you don't have your COH open, I'm going to, I don't know, show you my food in my mouth or something rude.
Oh,
Not much I can do from over here, but there's something.
um, I think it'd be 50-10 salaries and wages.
Are they an employee? Because that's a different, like anything under salaries and wages and personnel expenses, that is for people that you're paying through payroll. That is
Great.
not true.
Not that then.
So you're probably under professional fees and contractors. Yes, that's the right
Yes.
spot. But
Audit.
are they an artist? Are they production?
This is a
Are they
performer and
performer?
talent. This is
Ooh,
one of the
graphic
dancers for the
design,
show.
right? And then like something that
Got
doesn't
it.
fit. What is most appropriate?
Okay, it's super helpful. So we have, okay, let me break this down. Production
Yeah,
crew would be like our stage managers, would
yeah,
be like our like house manager, etc., people that are behind the
yeah.
scenes. Performers and other talent and artist fees, I don't feel clear on. And then graphic design and video services feels clear. That would include paying photographers, right? Yeah, probably.
I think I have another name for that somewhere too. That makes it clear.
And everything we do is
That's for
kind of,
video, photo and design. I don't know. There's some other account name that I came up with that makes it more clear.
so what's the
But
difference between
do you see how I
performers
have
and other
note,
talent versus artist fees?
Don? Do you see how I have note cost of attorneys to help you run your organization?
Mm-hmm.
Copy paste that so you have that nice format.
Put it in right here.
Yeah, and then overwrite the non-bolded part. So you keep your nice format. See how that works? Ooh,
Mhm.
she's pretty.
So pretty.
And then overwrite your note that it's for photographers, videographers, and people that do. Oh, but you'll have to redo the format because you went to. Oh, nice.
I maybe like video editors too.
Yeah, and graphic design. So either static or moving images. You make it go electronic, IRL to URL.
Period. Okay, then
Right?
what about performers and other talent and artist fees?
MCs, like so dancers, yeah. But then it's two M's for EMMC, right? Isn't it? Or am I wrong?
I think it's that way. MC.
No, keep going. I'm gonna look it up because I'm a bitch.
Okay.
Ah, you're right. Bitch. Of course you would be. That's only your business.
Directors and music directors are often people we pay. They would be included in production crew.
Oh, I guess so. Well, I thought people that were holding like best boy or no best grip or something. Um, stage man, deck crew, yeah. Directors, I feel like is something different. Wait a minute. Scroll over. Let's look at your list.
Oh yeah, we have.
Don't delete it before. Production. Is a director really part of production, or they're more like they feel
I know they're not performers and other talents, but
and
they're
we're out of numbers.
I feel like they would fit in production crew.
Okay, that's cool
Yeah.
then.
I feel like
And
it's performers and other talents to people who are like on stage.
okay, I can see that. So writers might be a production crew as
Oh,
well.
you're right. Yeah. That's let me put house managers,
People
writers.
that black out the stage, people that put the tape down.
Yeah, those are all like tech
What
crews.
about, oh, what are they called? The people that help you get to your seat,
Oh,
um,
ushers.
ushers. And that's not necessarily production. That's, well, unless you think of the night as part of the production.
I usually
Think of
categorize it as
production,
that
I guess, well, yeah, it would be the night too, because it's
because
people that
their
run the
boss would be the house manager that would be included in production.
right. Okay, so and everybody, so house managers and everybody under them might be a good way to write that.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody reporting to them or something.
Okay, got it. Cool. Okay, then we oh, producers are also production crew. That's one of the main people we pay to.
I mean, production and producers, that does seem like it fits.
Mhm. Okay, then what is
Arguably, before I would put producers and then directors.
oh, yeah, I mean, who comes first? The chicken
Come
or the
on, I mean, it's production and then producers does seem.
Okay.
I'm just fucking with you though.
No, no. I was saying leave me alone to the formatting that it keeps making it
I
bold.
know, but
Okay. That feels clear. Then
but
is
then we have
artist
different
fees like
artist
payment
fees.
like if we like are taking like if we're paying somebody for using their choreography or their music or other things like that?
Yeah, and often so performers and other talent, then artist fees. Oh, so artists I usually think of as physical art as opposed to digital art. So like
Mm,
somebody that hand draws or some like a painting that's used for a like a flyer, right? Or like somebody that does the like physical the like maybe stage props or like the outfit designer, like the
What
person that
about production crew would include like all designers, right? Like
but
all stage
I guess
designers. I'm not
so.
talking about like lighting designers.
But then we've got kind of like, and then at this point, then we might combine those things. We might want to add artists into up there. Otherwise, we need to really delineate between which type, because I'm thinking like stage designer is more of an artist thing, because that's physical art. That's not
Yeah.
production. That's not like organizing people. That's making a prop, which is art, physical
Okay.
art,
So
right?
like projection design, lighting design, production
That,
design,
yeah, that's
sound
all something
design.
that you can't hold in your hand. If
Yeah.
you can hold it in your hand, that seems like an artist fee, right?
Okay.
If
So
it's
this
a
is all for like artists making physical art is what
physical art or like the outfit. So like what do you call it? That
a
your
costume designer.
dress, yeah, costume designer, seamstress, the person that makes the prop, possibly, person that makes the the fake like fence for the set.
Hmm.
Like that's all art.
That makes sense. So on the non-physical, we have lighting design.
Right.
Um, we have stage design.
It depends. Yeah. Like, I mean, stage design, like blocking and all of that, the non-physical, that directorial or that like sort of like, that like mash road sort of view, that seems like up top. And then artists would be the person that makes the fake cloud that hangs from the lighting, right?
Mhm.
The person that literally sews the costume, not the person that necessarily decided that all of the costumes would be in the style of Venetian whore. Like, that would be like production crew, we're all Venetian whores, and then artist fees would be the person that sews the bustier,
Got it. Clear.
right?
That makes sense.
Venetian whores.
Um, okay.
How many times did I say that on recorded training video?
So then, okay, a lot of what happens right now for us as a small crew too, right, is that our director might be on stage for a piece. We in Queer Dance Freakout specifically, a lot of us that are dancers and performers and choreographers are also doing projection design and sound design. Our
I think that's
stage
really expensive.
manager, yeah.
So a lot of people have like, and then on invoicing, like you'll notice like when somebody comes in to do a big service, they'll have like, oh, I invoice you this much for the training, this much for the literal materials I brought, like the book that you get to keep, which would be an expense reimbursement, actually, not a service payment. And then breaking up the type of service payments, like, oh, I literally like I organized, I designed this and that's many dollars. And then I sewed these and I did this physical work and that's this many dollars. So if you have somebody that's providing services that might be broken up according to this, ask them to list them out on their invoice. Charge me this much for this type of thing and this much for this type of thing and itemize any expenses. Like if you bought a thing that I need to reimburse you for, that's different than me paying you for the services, unless your service is inclusive of items provided. And then it's like how they write it, right? So did they want like a flat fee for services plus itemized reimbursements, or are they saying, 3K, which is inclusive of all of my services plus anything I might bring? And if they say 3K, that's just inclusive, then you just do the service and you don't worry about itemizing. But if they itemize, then you need to break it out because they're very different expense categories and they make a difference about where you log them on the 990. So it's important for tax purposes at
That
that point.
that feels really clear to me. And we have yet to work with somebody that's given us itemized stuff. And we have most artists not knowing how to even invoice. So like
Yeah.
we make it most of the time and thinking about these scenarios, we usually are not having enough money to even pay people hourly. So we're usually
Right.
just here's $180 and kind of send them flat. So then in that case, I'd probably stick to the payment for performers and other talent. So I'm gonna go back and put that in here.
I mean, I could make, now that we're talking about it.
5150.
Yeah, sorry. I think you knew, but I felt like you were unsure. Nice. It's funny. I spoke code to somebody, they understood my code and then doubted themselves.
Love that. They said,
But well, I spoke server code and they didn't know. I mean, they don't know to know that I'm a server. So like, wait a minute, do you mean what I thought you meant? Actually, you're a customer. Let me check.
what was the server code?
This
Oh,
much, if you put your fingers like this next to your table and you're not allowed, and you can't, you're ordering another shot if you've had a shot.
oh, okay.
I was
Love that.
secretly ordering a shot off video, but since you asked me to explain it.
You better, you better.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I just had to explain to my client what the code was. So I was like, I was secretly ordering a shot, but they didn't believe that I knew what I was doing.
I was like, I think it's a shop, but also it could be tiny box.
No, that would be like. Good
Love.
times.
What'd you get a shot of? 4? Oh,
Four
flowers.
4 roses.
Love that.
Bourbon.
Is that tequila?
Bourbon.
Bourbon, classic. Cute. We almost got through this one. What do we put for the memo at the end? Is it what we have down here for whatever we put as the note on the payment?
That's a good one. I mean, you've already got whack in the thing. So for brevity's sake, you want to try not to repeat anything you don't have to.
Yeah. And the
I
Sequoia
would say
Citadel is
like
the title of the show.
5150. Well, one other note. Okay, so 5150 now, because it means many things, you couldn't specify here, right? So they were what did they do?
Dancer.
So I would put let's delete memo. I would do dancer space dash space. And the sequoia stood tall.
Got it. Oh, not that.
Only one sequoia. Copy paste.
Only one Sequoia stood tall, baby, not just for that show.
See, because that's a show, I would capitalize it, even though I'm usually against capitalization. We capitalize proper nouns, and that is all.
Okay, great.
I'm also questioning your choice to capitalize the now in your title.
The artist chose it and I executed
Oh,
it.
they chose it. Okay, they chose it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay. And this, okay, great. Now we got the thing so I can go to QuickBooks.
Yeah. And then once it is,
First.
yeah, because this is an individual backup also, you want to add your, it's not is it a tilde? The little squiggle line?
Yeah.
But you should technically only add it after it's been entered, but. Which is, I wanted to mention because it's different from what we covered earlier, because you're using one single backup for all of these transactions, the tilde is meaningless, right? But here, one backup for one entry, it does make a a meaning. But you have a space between the two and the tilde. Well, let's keep them always together, because otherwise, if you have a space and then no space, your listing will not be chronological anymore. And that's what we're trying to maintain.
Got it.
So, bueno.
Okay, we're
All right,
going here.
Wait, before we're done, go back to your PDF. We kept it big while we were file naming, but now we want to make it short and to the right bottom corner, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, we want to put it in our little format. Now let's go.
This is a journal entry.
No,
This is,
wrong column.
oh, vendors, maybe
That's good column.
expenditure.
Expenditure is mine. Yeah, that's my preferred.
Yeah,
Not
because
a-
we're spending, we're paying for them.
Yeah, but like also go back to that listing and I'll tell you a couple of things. So X out on
X
the
out.
top right. And let's go back to new. So expenditures is good when you have something that's spent to one person, and it can either be one or as many as you want, different types of expenses. So even if you paid them for two different GLA codes, expenditure would be correct. Check is best if it's literally a physical check, because it wants a check number, but otherwise it's the same as an expenditure. So one person, many types of stuff, but generally only if you send them an actual check.
Mhm.
Bill is when somebody sends you a bill for something, you put it in as the bill date, but you have not yet paid it. So an expenditure is for something what you pay it at the moment it's due, you never got an invoice, right? And we're also not done with our backup, you're early, but and in order to choose expenditure or bill, we need our other piece of backup for this packet. So let's get out of QuickBooks now and go back to our PDF. So make it bigger again, great. So now we're here, this is the receipt for payment. This has all of the information required for audit for the payment out, but what it does not back up is the nature of the expense. Sure, we paid them on Venmo and we said it was for that, but we could say it's for anything. Like we could be buying drugs right now, right? So what do we need?
We need our invoice, right?
Yeah, girl. Also, like go back to your Gmail.
Yeah.
I want to show you something else before we go away. You should file this, get it out of your inbox and put it into payments like processed backup or something simple.
Yeah, you mean like labeling it?
Label as payments out or something. Like give it a decent label in case you ever need to go back and be like, oh shit, like maybe Venmo payments out or like whatever you want, like one little payment thing. You can do all of them together and then archive it. So X the inbox. Do you see in the listing below? Do you see you paid Tristan Sandborg 250? You
Yes.
see that? No, up
Oh,
in
here?
the file name. Yes. Now click X on the inbox. Great. You could also hit the archive button and that would do the same thing.
Okay.
But now it's out of your inbox and it's still saved in your archives and it's labeled as a payment out, which is nice hygiene for your Gmail. Run away.
Great.
Give me the invoice.
Totally. I need to go to, I think it's in projects and in VR Collective contracts, acknowledgement of payments, February 2024. Tristan.
Ooh, they're missing a.
I don't know why
I
it's
think that license plate's been missing. On the tire, do you see one of the plates is gone from the art bicycle up there? Yeah, I know that same bike has been there for a long time, but I don't think the plate's been missing forever. Yeah, there's a or the wind, honey. I mean, if it were a drunk person, I would expect the lower one to be gone, is all I'm trying to say. Not one that was like aimed at the wind cut. Oh, possibly, yeah.
So this
Ready.
invoice is from before we standardized our invoices.
Cool.
We've got name,
We got the
invoice
person,
number.
perfect. So 2-1 and go to your Venmo. Oh wait, you don't have to go. I can see the file name, so it's
No.
perfect. And you've got all of these things. So there are a couple of different schools of entry. Your auditor is gonna throw a fit because this invoice, builds services for 2023 and 2024. So technically you should have like two bills on your QuickBooks, one for all of the services, like for the last date, so I would say 12/19/2023. All of the hours above, and then 2024, all the hours below. But you can see that it is itemized per different hours, but not necessarily the total. At that point, you could be expected to divide 250 by the total number of hours listed and then manually figure out the bucket. That's like in level accounting. Because it's already passed and you've done a postcard filing and 2023 is closed, we're not gonna worry about any of that bullshit. Just for next year,
Yeah, like
think
next year, if we
that's
have a little
especially for
over the
right,
year season
right,
moment, then we should do
right,
two
right,
separate ones.
right, right, right.
I'll add
Trying
that
to
to the
get
list of
people
the
to
things
know.
I'll let the producers know. I don't know who is, everyone has shows in the fall right now. I don't know. I hopefully no one will be producing between seasons, but if it happens,
Honey, like you ain't never met an artist. All right, but so for our purposes now, we're gonna just do the total amount due and scroll up. Wait, I'm sorry, keep scrolling down. I wanna see the bottom, perfect. No, I wanna see the top. Okay, so we're gonna use the bill date as your issue date on 2/1, and your payment date is 2/9. They're in the same month, so most people would just enter this as an expenditure on 2/9 and not worry about dating this as 2/1. Because, you know, like the most important thing is to make things happen in their period. But because we do have a bill date, I wanna show you and teach you the best practice. So we'll enter this as a bill, not an expenditure, and I'll show you how to do that, okay?
okay,
So, the next thing you need to do is download this bill.
got it. Oh, okay. We download.
And then add it to our file for our Venmo out as a second page.
Got it. Edit, insert, page from file.
Bueno.
Should be in downloads,
This should be your first one.
but it downloaded as a JPEG. It needs to be a PDF, right?
Oh, yeah, so no, cancel then. And then go to your Finder, top right, it's already visible, wait,
Oh yeah.
top right corner. See, that's why we stack it that way. Tristan
Mhm.
Sandberg, now open it up. And now, make it so I can see the top, make it a little shorter.
Oh,
No, the window, Okay, now go to File. Up on your menu, print. Or export as PDF.
oh,
Either way it works, either way it works.
oh,
It's the same effect. And then number 1. Nope, nope, don't hit there. Number 1. I want to teach you my trick of using the number 1.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know this trick.
Save. Save. Yeah. Then we don't have to worry about all these random deleted ass files, and then X that out. And then go to your Finder. Go to your Finder window. Now hit that JPEG and delete that motherfucker.
Got it. Wait.
Move to trash.
Yep.
And now add number 1 to your file. And then if you remember to delete that motherfucker, cool. If you don't remember to delete that motherfucker, the next time you save a file as 1, you'll overwrite your 1. Right?
Totally.
And then you only have 1 extra file on your laptop.
Great.
Your laptop will thank me in roughly 1 year.
So true. Too many files. Okay.
So Control S.
Got it.
All right. Now let's go to make this shorter so that it's the right size for looking at while we enter. Now
Mhm.
let's go to our top screen
Got it.
panel and go to the plus, the new
Bill.
bill. And
So
bill.
this changed to a bill from expenditure because,
Because a bill we get and then we pay. An expenditure we pay when it happens. An expenditure happens at Target. An
okay,
expenditure happens at this venue. An expenditure happens when somebody like, I need money for this thing and you pay it right now. The same moment, the same day. A bill happens when somebody bills you for something and you don't pay it until the next day or a million days after that.
Got it.
Cool. Okay, so now you're, let's do the copy paste version. So why don't we go back to our file? And why don't we copy our file name?
Oh,
I know. It's easy to blow it up on accident.
blow that shit up. I wish it was that.
And then go down to our memo line. Yeah, paste that bitch. And then since we're down there on our attachment, go ahead and upload our attachment.
Got it.
I mean, efficiency of movement is what we're here for.
Save the
You're a
wrist.
dancer. You're a dancer. Efficiency of movement, my darling.
Got to. Okay. Now we
Alright.
start from the top and we tap
Okay,
through.
but no, stop. Go back to our file name. Why did we do that?
We can copy and paste from our file name.
We're gonna cut and paste though, because we only want to keep the memo, right? So anything we don't want to keep, we cut. Yeah. Bueno. And then, but yeah, it's a vendor. Okay, so at this point, I want to say one note. Say yes. Yeah, say yes. Because it's a bill, it's always going to be an expenditure, which is always going to be a vendor. But if we were entering this as a journal because there was some complex transaction, it would come up and it would probably say donor as the first choice. And we would have to manually select vendor. And that does matter because like later, if you want to do like an accounts receivable or an accounts payable, it will only let you do from 1 to 1. So it does matter how it's cataloged in the system. And also the same name can't be both. So then if you try to update it to add it as a vendor while you already have it as a donor, then you have to add on parentheses V under your vendor and parentheses D as your donor, which you should only have. There's a situation like me at the bond fund where I'm both a vendor and a donor.
We have that semi-regularly because our artist will buy merch and
Oh,
tickets.
me for you, actually. Actually,
Yeah.
you should have me in your accounting system as both a vendor and a donor.
We have already set that up for a lot of folks because a lot of our people from other projects will go to the other projects and buy tickets or merch.
Yep.
And so we always have anybody that's an artist in as a vendor. Tristan hasn't done that yet, but he could.
Beautiful. And so when they do, when you try to add it, so you'll get a warning note saying like you can't have both. And at that point, you know that you just need to go to your listing and add the VDs. Add the VDs. Funny.
Man, go ahead.
Doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, just leave it as the name. Terms, it's usually just automatic. We probably don't have it set up. You don't need to choose it.
Okay.
You can leave that blank, yeah. And then
And
the
then-
bill date,
Is 1 because that's the date that it says in the invoice.
go back down there. I can't see them both at the same time. The whole, like, any information that you're entering into the thing. Now make that, yeah, but now make it skinnier, kind of. No, not skinnier this way, skinnier this way.
Oh, got it.
Cause I can't
Got it.
see the PDF information, that information that you're putting in there, I wanna see it in your PDF. Anything
Oh,
you're entering.
understand.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so click and then make it visible. Yeah. Whatever we're entering, I want it, like your holes in your hands need to match.
Yeah.
Let's make our eyes and our mouths and our hands match. And so we only know that it's happening if we can see them. Bueno. And now for
Bill
the
number, what's up?
couple of schools of thought. So for this purpose, because it's a bill, let's go back down, click on our invoice
Mhm.
in the PDF. No, not in that screen, the PDF. Go up. Is there invoice number 5? That's your ref number.
Got it. That's the bill number right here, 5.
Yep. And so you'll also want a reference number when you get to the payment, and that'll be your Venmo reference ID, right?
And after we got our standard tracker and our standard like invoices, everything kind of changes and it's much more clear and less 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But for now, this is what it
Yeah, but
is.
it doesn't matter. It just needs to match too. Like it is nice to have them chronologically because then you know like if you missed one, right?
Mhm.
But reference number is one of those things that's often like it's kind of a choice. But wait, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's look up at the top for a moment. We got the bill number 5, you're right. Okay, yeah, go down. Sorry, you're right. Now for category. But stop there. Click out of that. We copy pasted our memo.
So we're copy pasting this.
We're cutting pasting this because we don't need to keep it there, so we cut it out.
I keep saying copy and I
Cut
mean
it out.
paste. Cut it
Do you know what
out.
that's from? Do you know what that's from?
Full House?
Yeah,
Cut it out.
yeah. And now we'll copy paste.
Great.
So go back down.
Description. This
Yeah,
one?
the copy paste. Uh-huh.
So you want to keep that down there.
Yeah. And then the amount we can cut and paste.
Oh, you're right.
Which once you're like really fluid, like, you'll hard enter what is easiest and you'll cut what's easiest. But right now I'm forcing you down a path. So my apologies.
No, you don't need to apologize. I understand because we're on the era of
Hmm.
oh, not that. 24. What?
Yeah, and I can warn you that class is sometimes weird.
It says subclass of 20, even though I'm selecting 24.
Yes, that's correct. Because okay, stop where you are. Just do you see your right arrow on your keyboard?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but you already clicked out of it. Damn it. Okay. Click on that. Now click on it again. Click into the programming. No. Into your class hole. Into your class. Nope. Click into it again. Double click it there. Double click.
That's a
To
double
get
click.
the cursor like you had. Oh, then a single hard click. Okay, now hit the right arrow key on your keyboard.
Okay.
There you go. See
It shows it at the
24?
end.
Yeah, that's why.
Got it.
Okay, now. Sorry, I had to like yell at you to make you see. Okay, now.
Here.
And because we only have one expense type, we don't need to add another one, right?
Yeah.
So now you remember how I was telling you one vendor, multiple types possible. So if
Yep.
they had a reimbursement or if they had something else, we could add that here.
Great.
That's cool. And you don't have to worry about deleting them. An empty line is fine.
Okay.
And so now let's clean up our memo.
Yep. We can delete these parts.
Yep, anything that's not necessary. Okay, now wait a minute. That's 2-1. We've got the 2-9. That's perfect. That's our bill. Now hit. Okay, now I want you on that green part to hit the caret down. Nope. That's okay. Hit the caret down on the all the way bottom right.
On the all the way bottom right here, save
Green
and
caret down. Don't hit anything yet, but you see save and close. You see save and schedule. Now click out of that. Click on the bill number 5 thing. Yeah, out of it. I want you to definitely hit save and new.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what most people would do, or save. Pause, let it refresh. Go to your top left-hand corner. Do you see the clock with a back arrow?
Mhm.
Okay, click that. Now click bill number 5. If you had not hit just save, like hitting just save would put us back to where we are now. Or if you hit save and close, you would have to reopen up a bill and then hit that back clock thing to find it very easily.
Great.
Or hit save and new, then that is already there for you to hit, right? So now you've got this at the top right, you see schedule online payment and mark as paid.
Mm-hmm.
So schedule online payment would be a thing if you were sending out electronic checks through QuickBooks, which we're not doing. So you want to mark as paid. But click it and then pause. Okay. So now we've got a bill payment. Can you actually make QuickBooks a little fatter down for me? Thanks. Okay. Now tab.
Yeah.
Okay, now and then hit the caret down. Do you see that? Yeah. So it's on 1010 payment, JP Morgan Chase, which is great. Sometimes you want to make sure that it's on the right bank account. If you've been doing things through another like payment processor, it might be on PayPal or it might be on Venmo. It'll be on whatever thing you were working with last is. And if you've never worked with one, it'll be on the first one on your chart of accounts, which is what it is now and what it is correctly. So we'll leave it there. Just hit tab. If you hit tab, it'll stay. Great. And now the payment date is, of course, now we've made QuickBooks a little too fat. We can't see our PDF. So cut the difference between what it was and what it is. Great. Now let's scroll. Now remember this one trick that I taught you before you click on anything? Yeah. So scroll, 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 so we can see the top. We don't need the bill anymore because we've done with the bill. Now we're working on the payment. So it's February 9th, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So we need to change this to February 9th.
When? And yeah, see how sometimes it's not. And now tap over, and now let's figure out our new reference number. So let's click down into our PDF. Yeah. Payment ID. And now Control C, and then I want you to pay attention to something. Paste it in there. And do you see how it ends on 567?
Yep.
Good. So tab out. And then hit back onto the ref number. And then do you remember how to push the right arrow to make sure that we can see the end of it? So it
Mhm.
looks like it retained the entire ref number.
Mhm.
Bill payments are good for this, but I think its expenditures don't allow for characters beyond a certain number and often cut it off. So in this case, if you will scroll down in your QuickBooks real quick, when I don't keep scrolling, when it doesn't give me a full option, if it would have cut off that payment number, I would, in that memo line, I would put payment ID and then paste the full number again.
Hmm.
Because it'll show a partial, but I want it to have the full. And because I can't force it, and it's like, oh, do I take, usually I would cut off, I would try to like prioritize the last numbers, because that's what accountants want. For no reason, except that's what we want. It's better that way. I'll tell you when you're older. Like, if it hadn't retained the whole account number, I would recommend strongly that you do payment ID and then paste it there again. But we've got our full account number, not a big deal. Scroll back up. Or yeah. So ref number, hit tab out. Tab. Oh, it should have tab again. Great. And now we've got our amount, and you did pay the full amount. Sometimes you might pay half a bill and then the other half. So if you had only paid 100, it would leave it open. Tab again. And now, yes. And so you see that check mark to the left? That means it's selecting that bill. If you had multiple bills outstanding, there would be a list of bills. Even if it were for that vendor or for different vendors, maybe sometimes. So sometimes you have to look and make sure that the right thing, much as, when we were on our bank transaction screen, how like, you're like, oh yeah, just accept because it should have chosen the right one. Because we're entering things one at a time, like you're entering the expense and then matching the expense. Yes, it should be like always choosing the right one, but most people don't work that way. Or if you're working in a team, somebody might be entering 1 million transactions and then somebody else might be matching 1 million. And in those cases, it will often choose just random shit. QuickBooks is not smart. It's also not your friend. So all fucking ohos. So in this case, it should, like, I know it's gonna choose the right one, but I still look. And if I'm still looking, you should still be looking. So,
Totally.
so we see that it's bill number 5. We know we just put in bill number 5, but we remember that. Cool. Scroll up. Oh, not up, I meant down. Scroll this way. Okay, so let's go back to our PDF file. Down here on our PDF, and then I want you to copy paste the file name only from the memo point on. So
Got it.
after Kristen, yeah. So Dancer and the Sequoia Sid stall.
Got it.
Yeah. Copy that, memo that, add your attachment, the same exact file that we already got. Bueno. And then save and close.
Whoa.
I'd done all that work. So we entered the bill for the period that the bill actually happened. We entered the payment for when the payment actually happened, but it's still not reconciled. So where do we go next?
In here. Right?
¿Y dónde está?
Where is it?
Trick is to wait and look for the matches. But now, okay, this is a good point. You see how all these 250s are selected?
mhm.
That actually highlights what I was saying earlier, how you can't always trust it.
It doesn't know what's happening.
Actually pay them twice on the same day.
No, we did not.
Oh,
Hold on.
let me, no, make that bigger. No, make that bigger. And then go back to your chase statement actually too. Go down, not your PDF, go down to your tracker.
Tracker?
Bottom screen.
bottom right.
Bill tracker. I'm gonna look at your bank statement.
We
Well,
paid
that one-
Alyssa
Trista
interest
and,
in.
okay. Oh, because it does have the same note, so go to your, Chase. Go to Chase. Okay, let's look at those next to each other. Now, I want you to, yeah, I want us to see if they have the exact same, description. They probably don't. Do you see that trace number? 338?
Yes.
Now go back to the other one, that's 250 on the exact same day. That trace number, 365,
Mm-hmm.
back to your PDF,
Mm-hmm.
go back to PDF.
Got it.
Still not trace, copy, okay, go back to your Chase tracker,
Okay.
Control F. Shit, was it 565? Go back to your PDF.
365 was one of them.
No, go back to your PDF. I need to look again. I'm sorry. I just
Five,
need to be-
6, 7.
567, yes. Control F 567. Yeah, you see how only one of them has the 567? So we need to be careful about which one we do. So go back to QuickBooks.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Now in that, so click on either one of them. Open it up. Do you
Five,
see
six,
that?
seven.
Oh, no, yes, but no. So that bank payment, that's blue, pause for a moment, don't click.
Yeah.
That bill thing that you pointed out first as the proof, that is listing the bill payment that we just put in. That's not correlated to this transaction. Yes,
Yeah, I
it's the
see that.
detail, right? So that trace number that, or that 567 is what we're looking for down here.
365.
But that was the trace. No, 567 was somewhere else. But do you see
Oh.
a 567 anywhere? No, it's probably in the top one. Sometimes they list, no, the next one, yeah. Now scroll, now look, pause. You see a 567 anywhere?
Date, description, entry, payment, web,
Hmm, on
trace.
the,
Yeah, I see the 365 there.
no, but it's 567 we're looking for.
This says,
Right?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, 365, pardon. Yes, it's 567. So go on the other one. That's what we're looking for it. Because we know
338.
where it went. No. Okay, go down to your tracker, your Chase tracker. Open up the one where we saw that it found.
Yeah,
Where is it?
we looked at, oh my God, these so many numbers.
I know. Click out.
Um,
Click out. It says one of two, but it's in both of those. That's unfortunate.
oh, these are Humanitics is where it's tracking the 567.
Oh,
It doesn't have the 567 in either of these.
in the thing. Okay, so let's go back. So
This has on
Clear
it,
out
it
the
does have a
control F.
365 and a 338.
clear out your Control F. Hit
Got it.
Control F and then delete. Okay, or that. That's perfect. Scroll back up to where, oh, it's one of these two payments for sure.
Yes.
Let's look for, so what I want you to do is to highlight column C
Okay.
and then double click so it expands it.
Here.
on- yeah. And then I want to look and see if there's anything different. So we've got a 534 and a 145, right? Do you see this
Mhm.
IND ID and the trace number difference?
Yes.
So with those two numbers, go back to your Venmo tracker to the right of that in the next tab,
Yeah.
same screen. Now let's look for a different number. We got that. So the ID is not the same. Scroll to the right. Sometimes there'll be another number. Nope,
There's
no
not.
other number. Okay, go back to the GFP Chase, the last tab we were at. Is there a name? There's just, okay, so there's Venmo, there's the origin ID, there's the date, there's the payment. The trace doesn't show up in Venmo. EID is good. Scroll to so I can see more. Scroll so I can see more. Pause. Ah, what is this? 365 and 368 and 338.
Yeah.
Isn't 365 we're looking for?
Yeah.
Transaction, right? It is, oh no, it's not, it's balls. That's unfortunate. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So the thing that we're looking for is a number that definitely ties one to the other.
Hmm.
And sometimes like the different numbers on the back end, there'll be a bunch of different numbers. And that's why it's hard to choose which reference or which transaction number is the right one.
Mhm.
But if there are two payments on the same day that are the same amount, we want to match one with the other if we can discern. It's important that we do the right one, but if there's no like thing that points to which one we should do, then whatever. So we can do the first one to the first one and the second one to the second one,
Got it.
because we don't see it confirmed which one is. Like the name, the vendor name's not there, the exact ID is not there. It's just kind of random. We don't know.
Totally.
So match. Yeah.
So match it to this one.
Yeah. Hit match.
Got it. The three, okay, wait, this is the no, this is Venmo. I see, yeah. That's good, just
Right.
give us the same information.
Yeah. Because
Um,
that will be the same thing that QuickBooks picks up.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, so match it to this one.
Yeah.
This, or should I match it to the top
Uh,
one?
I would have, but oh, if it didn't take, then go ahead. Yeah.
I haven't clicked the button for either.
Okay. Yeah. Match it to the top one. Even though sometimes it will flip orders, often it does kind of follow the same order on the feed. So when I don't know, I will follow the order. But when you do know, just be aware that it may not follow the order.
Got
Does
it.
that make
That does make sense. Okay. Let me stop
2 to
sharing.
4? Oh, it's already 4:03.
It is, yes. I gotta run so I can go do my day job duties and teach my class. But I appreciate you so much, and this was majorly helpful. I'm gonna